My wife, my first love, first partner, and best friend unexpectedly has been cheating on me. Absolutely heartbroken. My wife, 28, female of 2 years, has done a complete 180 in the past few weeks. She went from someone who was loving, focused on starting a family, and completely trustworthy to someone who has lied, deceived me, and blames me for her infidelity. It all started 3 weeks ago. I was riding high. I thought our relationship was going great. We were talking about getting another dog and our honeymoon plans, since COVID wrecked the initial plans. Then Friday hit. I could sense something was up and even mentioned it to my mother on the phone. I don't know what's going on. I just have a bad feeling about my wife, I said. Then that night she texts me, I just need some space tonight. I know you won't like it, but please respect my decision. She then proceeded to turn off her phone and she says she slept in her car in a vacant lot. When she came home I was understanding but stern that this sort of thing could never happen again, but she had completely changed her mindset on life itself, no kids, career focused, and wanted out of the relationship. The most telling thing she said was, I fear that we will cheat on each other in the future. What? Who says something like that, completely out of the blue? Many things happened since then, including her leaving the state for 2 weeks because she needed space. Last night I found that she had spent the night at her instructor's house after going to a movie theater. I also found a picture of the two of them. The worst part is, I was the one who has encouraged her in this career and she never would have met the guy if I didn't introduce them. I have yet to confront her, but I am currently putting all the puzzle pieces together about this whole situation. She is basically blaming me for all these issues that we are suddenly dealing with, saying she doesn't like the way I talk to her, I'm controlling, and I call her names. I have done deep soul searching these past few weeks to try and understand what I could have done to cause this, but her accusations are unfounded. I encouraged her to get mental health, which in her mind equated to calling her names. I stressed the importance of communication when she shut off her phone, but she says that is controlling, even though I didn't stop her from spending 3+ weeks away from home. Finally, she has these recordings of me, without my knowledge, and thinks that they are proof that I mentally abuse her. I played these for my counselor and he disagreed that there was any sort of abuse in the recordings and was actually impressed with how calm and collected I was in the discussion. Anyways, none of these things are excuses for cheating and the way she has been treating me. I guess I am at the investigation stage still, trying to let her make her own choices, and I'll gather the data. It's tough though, and the person I once loved more than anything has completely wrecked our entire life together in 3 short weeks. I am at a loss for words how I feel right now. I've got a great support system and loving parents, but now I know how heartbreak feels and I never want to feel this way again. Update: best way to confront a cheating wife? Update on me: I had a very rough weekend and it was tough being alone and without family present to help heal. But I had some great phone conversations with friends and family who are all incredibly angry at her selfish actions. I'm down almost 10 pounds, having a hard time eating, and it is tough to get out of the bed in the mornings. However, I am keeping myself busy by working out and playing with my dog a lot. The first time I actually broke down was when she asked what we should do with our dog. He's been my only consoling partner through it all and I can't see him with her. One of the things that really helped was to see people angrier than me when I told them about the affair. All in all, I'm actually doing well and I understand it's all part of the grief process. It helps to know that I value myself, know that it's not my fault, and to not compare myself to the other guy. She is coming home this week with her parents to take her stuff out of the house she already said she wants out of the marriage. I do too. I still have yet to confront her about the affair and I am racking my brain trying to think of the words and place to say it. Do I do it in front of her parents? Do I do it with her alone? Do I spill out my heart or do I say a simple "I know what you're doing"? Ultimately it is up to me and my decision, but what has worked not worked in the past for everyone here? Edit: we are not in an at fault state. Update: confronting my wife about the affair was the best thing I did, thanks to everyone who has been helping me. The shift has happened. I went 180 on her after I found out about the affair, and she has started to flounder. Her parents came in town last Wednesday and I finally was able to get her to have a discussion with me. I decided against revealing the affair with her parents in the room, but I caught her in multiple lies in our discussion. My tone was calm and very apologetic for the things she accused me of. The discussion was very hurtful, as she was essentially saying ever since the day we got married I haven't treated her right and she has wanted out. She never mentioned this to me our entire relationship until now. She continued to accuse me of essentially emotionally abusing her by twisting my words from our previous discussions, and luckily my mother was there and my mom ended up calling her out on her lies, because my mom was in some of those discussions she was referencing. The two biggest things that kept me strong through that discussion were: 1. Not expecting any sort of reconciliation or remorse; 2. Having a plan of attack for the encounter. My goals in that discussion were twofold. 1. Publicly in front of her parents reveal how childish and mentally unfit she is when she is making these wild accusations, while protecting my character. 2. Stress to her father the need to get her to a therapist or counselor and have her work on her issues. The discussion ended with my wife storming out of the room with her mother, and the father stayed behind with me and my mom. His emotions were genuine and very telling about the whole situation. He sat there and the first words out of his mouth were a tearful, "I'm sorry, man," a father looking for answers as well. He told me this hurts right now because he considers me his son, and I always will. This obviously made me very emotional as I told him, "I love your daughter and I just want her to be healthy, but at this point I just need to let her go." I told him about the affair and what I knew, and he understood where I was coming from. I stressed the need for her to have consequences for her actions as she has had none so far. Even further, I stressed the need for her to see a therapist. He said he agreed and that he has been trying to get her to go, to no avail. Because of my two goals above, even though this discussion was not all peaches, it satisfied what I went there to do, and I actually felt much better knowing that I had a father-in-law who understands what is going on. Then the next day came. I went home from work and my wife was moving some of her things out of the house. I wanted to be there so that I could make sure she didn't steal anything of mine. I actually fixed a part on her car and we had a calm talk about her future plans, etc. She told me she was going to keep working for how much time she has left the job. I can't believe they are keeping her around. She said she is going to try and earn her ratings and wants to become a flight instructor. Wonder why, lol. I asked where she was going to live. She said an RV park, and my parents are going to give me their RV. At this point I told her, "I just don't understand why you are doing all this, it doesn't make any sense." She said, "I'm just so happy at the place where she works." I then asked, "I just want to know, are you having an inappropriate relationship with AP?" Wouldn't look me in the eye and said, "No, of course not." I told her I knew and had evidence. I mentioned a couple of events. "What were you doing last Wednesday night? Who did you talk to for 90 minutes at 11 p.m. when you were at a bachelorette party in June?" I then showed her one call record and she actually openly showed me it was AP's number in her phone by typing it out, haha. She kept deflecting the accusation. "I didn't have time, check my V-spot. I don't even like sex. She does, he works weird hours." I had a question about flying. I stayed strong and calm and told her it gets easier if she tells the truth. I was witnessing a 28-year-old woman acting like a child who was just caught in a lie. The real kicker came when she asked if I wanted to get her parents involved. I questioned why she would do that, but I said okay. Immediately, before I even showed any evidence, her mom starts making excuses for her daughter. "Maybe it was a dare call. This was already after you were having problems, isn't it?" "No, it wasn't." I calmly said to her mother, "Can you look at this objectively and tell me there was no inappropriate relationship going on?" Her mom refused to answer and said I was trying to manipulate her into saying something just like I manipulated her daughter. When they ran out of excuses, all three of them stormed out of my house and her mom said, "I hope you don't treat the next girl like you did my daughter," and then literally said, "Mic drop, lol." What a screwed up family dynamic. Her dad said nothing the whole time, and I could see he is absolutely beside himself in dealing with both of them. Eventually, my wife sent a text to me saying AP is one of my very best friends. I was really hurting, and we were separated at the time. No, we weren't, basically admitting to the cheating. She said she wants to talk with me about it with her lawyer in the room. I told her that I wouldn't recommend getting lawyers involved, seeing as she has committed multiple felonies by recording me without my consent. I haven't talked to her since Thursday, but the dynamics of the situation have been hugely shifted, and I couldn't have done it without the help of everyone on here. The last thing I mentioned, and it is probably pretty helpful in terms of where to go next. I noticed Sunday morning she went to church. She hasn't gone with me in a while, but we used to go all the time, and then took about a 500-mile drive to nowhere and then went back to her Airbnb. She hasn't had any suspicious activity either out of caution now or realization of her transgressions. I do actually believe the fact that she didn't have sex, but it doesn't matter because I already have enough info and don't need any more. I have already filed for divorce and she will be getting served within a week or two. 2 questions for how to handle the no contact. 1. I would like to stay civil. I have been no contact, but should I reach out to her to have a discussion about our assets? I would like to, and I think she might be capable of a civil discussion. It would benefit both of us in lawyer fees and costs. 2. If you have seen some of my previous posts, you might see that I think there is definitely some sort of mental illness with her, as she has suffered multiple serious traumas in her past. If she ends up apologizing at some point or changes her behavior, how can I go about getting her help while also protecting myself? She currently has healthcare through my job. Without it, she will not have healthcare. Update: why do cheaters go after less attractive, successful people? So I have been talking to family and friends a lot over this period, and one of my second cousins who I am really close to offered an interesting perspective. Basically, cheaters cheat because they are jealous of you and your success, attractiveness, charisma, etc., and they want to take you down a peg because they are insecure about themselves. I think this is true in my scenario. My STBXW is very attractive, but has always struggled with her identity, holding down a job, and has had self-esteem issues. I never made this an issue and always encouraged her, celebrated her accomplishments, and told her how proud she should be of herself. I felt towards the end of our relationship she almost pitted herself against me. She is on your side, you just don't want me to be better than you. Their bias towards you were all comments she made to me. I assured her that in a marriage you are a team and make decisions and communicate as a team would, and I'm not against her. Have you guys seen this in your situations? I just wonder why she is going after a much less attractive dude, who has a lot of debt, and isn't really anything special. Last update, no contact, but now WS is threatening me. The saga continues. I have been no contact with my STBXW since about Thursday the 5th of August, basically 2 weeks. Since this time she has been served the divorce paperwork and responded via her lawyer. However, yesterday she tried contacting me, notifying me she knew how I found out about the affair. I did not and have not done anything illegal to catch her, and it must be driving her crazy that I have been no contact and she doesn't know how much info I know. She then threatened me, basically saying that if I don't tell her she will call the police. My commander, I'm in the military. This is a hollow threat because I have nothing to hide and I know it. However, I am concerned that she would mention this because I really don't want my career affected by this malicious person. I've contacted my lawyer and will give him a call later today asking how to proceed. This morning she sent another message asking for $1,000 for spousal support as well. I think she is trying to scare me into giving her money, but I know she is working a job and they are paying her currently. I also know she is staying at the house of the man she cheated on me with. Anyways, I'm staying strong, gray rock when contact is necessary and no contact everywhere else. I seriously think she may be a sociopath who feels absolutely no remorse about what she did and is frustrated that she has been caught in multiple lies. It also may just be the anger stage of grief as well. It all helps me to forget her faster and realize I'm better off without her.